From KTVU Fox 2 News, California lawmakers want to make oil companies accountable for gas price spike. I mean, they are going to blame everybody but themselves, constantly pointing fingers, never their thumb. They're not going to talk about, the climate change requirements or the summer grade gasoline or the taxes. None of that. It's always going to fall on the oil producers. It's always going to be somebody else. These people are completely despicable, right? Go right over the border from California into Arizona and the gas prices drop almost $1 full. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that fun stuff. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
It would help me a lot and it would cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend some money, you could buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description.
Companies accountable for a spike in gasoline prices. During an oversight meeting at the state capitol, the vice president of California's Energy Commission said there's no clear evidence.
The vice president of California's Energy Commission, I mean, none of these people can be trusted, right? They need to scrap them all and start over from the ground up because these people are completely untrustworthy, and that's putting it nice.
So far of price gouging. However, he did say,
and for the record, this article is this video is a little bit older, I think from May 2024, but there's also articles about how there is no evidence of price gouging, but that's what, scumbag greaseball bang your wife Governor Gavin Newsom is going to say. And he's also going to say, there's been we lost $24 billion because of rain bombs and atmospheric rivers.
What we didn't anticipate is these rain bombs in December, January, February, and March, these atmospheric rivers.
And the sun monster is coming to get us all. None of it makes any sense.
Oil companies are profiting from these price hikes. The meeting comes as the California Energy Commission works towards...
Okay, I'm sorry. But, oil companies are profiting. And that's what they do. They just don't like success at all. It doesn't matter that everybody in the entire state has to use oil, right? Even the junkies have to use some sort of oil. But if the companies make any bit of money on that, then that's just a bridge too far.
Setting a cap on oil refinery profits and the potential penalty for...
Okay. I'm sorry. This is only a minute-long video. I've stopped it every 0.5 seconds. But they want to put a cap on the earnings that is quite literally communism. We're going to tell you how much you can make. We're going to tell you how much you need. We're going to give it to you. We are going to open up free grocery stores. They're quite literally doing everything needed to usher in communism, but they don't want to call it that. We also saw the lady out in New York who says, well, we might want to re-educate the Trump supporters, but we're not going to call it a re-education camp. We're going to call it something different.
Companies when they make too much money off of California drivers.
We are still in the process of evaluating the opinions of the experts we have.
Okay.
Currently, what we understand...
Well, the opinions of the experts. Yeah, okay, bro. Jeez. I'm an expert.
And there's a divergence of opinion.
I think personally that the oil companies, the four major companies that control our refinery market here, are manipulating prices.
Oil industry leaders say this may drive oil refiners out of California. The commission is expected to make its decision.
Yeah, the oil companies are manipulating prices. It has nothing to do with us and all the taxes and the weirdo summer scam and the climate sun monster hoax, all of that. They are the ones manipulating prices. But what's really happening is they are the ones trying to maintain a bottom line while the political thugs are destroying everything. And just for good measure, once again from KTVU Fox 2 News, Tesla violations reach breaking point for Air Quality Management District. Remedy sought. And this is from May 2nd, 2024. And the other story is from May 8th, 2024. So not only are they going to tell you that Tesla is not doing good enough, right? Even though they complain constantly about the oil companies. But so what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to walk everywhere. You're supposed to take the bus. You're supposed to take the bullet train to nowhere. I mean, even Tesla, right? I mean, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, you guys actually liked Elon Musk. There's Teslas all around California, but they too are guilty of, aggravating the sun monster. They say the Bay Area Air Quality Management District has accused Tesla's Fremont plant of potentially emitting thousands of tons of illegal air pollutants in recent years and is seeking an order to force the company to take measures to stop. The company has racked up 112 notices of violation since 2019 for a variety of reasons, resulting in as much as 750 pounds of unmitigated air pollution per violation. And for no reason, here's Brittany Griner. But so what's the answer? Right? Oh, the oil companies are polluting and they should take responsibility of how much gas costs. And also, we've been pushing nothing but electric cars on you, but they too are guilty of emitting pollution. So what is the solution? Of course, they're never going to tell you. They're just going to tell you to jump through these hoops. It's real whack-a-mole stuff out there. And anybody who's still trying to conduct business in California, I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. And from Cron 4 Bay Area, weekend San Francisco sideshow finger pointing begins. So when they are ready to throw the book at all the oil companies, they're ready to throw the book at the electric car companies because you just can't win. They can't really seem to figure out what to do with the thugs who are quite literally emitting loads of greenhouse gases or whatever and destroying cars, destroying rubber, setting things on fire. We don't really know what to do about that.
The fallout surrounding the chaotic sideshow over the weekend in San Francisco. Now the finger pointing has started. Who is to blame? Converse will trend live in San Francisco with that story. Morning, Will.
Good morning, Raina. A lot of people are blaming Mayor London Breed, and it's not just the public, the law enforcement community, at least one sector in San Francisco blaming Mayor London Breed for the chaos, and they say there is ongoing chaos unless she hires more officers for San Francisco. So let me...
Yeah. And she very well could be responsible for this. I mean, maybe not directly, but she obviously won't do anything. But she is a little bit more worried about some mean graffiti that was spray painted on City Hall.
And the mayor did not share exactly what it said, only that she believed the message was aimed at her. She says employees who arrived for work early this morning reported the graffiti, and the Department of Public Works was quick to respond, as well as the sheriff's office, helping to ensure the minimum number of people would be impacted or exposed to the graffiti.
I'm pretty sure I was a target. I mean, this is not unfamiliar to me. I deal with this every day, whether it's, things that have said on social media, as well as emails that I received that describe me as exactly what was on this wall, or even in front of my own home where there have been spray paint, such words, sadly, consistently. And I'm really grateful to Public Works Department because as soon as it happens, they immediately get to it.
She's not worried about the rest of the graffiti in the entire city, right? And we know, obviously, Governor Scumbag, Greaseball, Bang Your Wife Gavin Newsom gets all the play for going to the French Laundry while he told you to stay at home. But London Breed also went to go see Tony, because that was legendary.
I had a good time at the Black Cat, and I think it's sad that this is even a story. The fact is, there was something that was really monumental that occurred, and that is Tony, the original members, the brothers, Raphael Sadiq and Dwayne Wiggins, who have not performed in public for, I believe, at least over 20 years. They are just really some of the most incredible artists in the history of this country and the Bay Area in particular.
When she told you it was too scary to go outside. So the hypocrisy is through the roof, and you can never hope to cover all of it, but it just never ends.
Let me show you the video. This went viral over the weekend, and look at this. It basically shut down parts of the Embarcadero on Sunday morning at around 2 a.m. when, according to the San Francisco...
Yeah, but guess what? We should throw the book at the oil companies because they are the ones jacking up the prices. And we told you to get an electric car, but they're not actually complying either because the rules that they set can never be complied with, right? It is a dragon that you will not be able to catch.
Francisco Police Department, about 200 cars converged just right down the street from the Ferry Building. They lit fireworks. They did donuts in the middle of the roadway. Officers responded to the scene. dispersed the crowd, only to later see the sideshow basically pick up once again about an hour later in a different part of San Francisco in the Mission District. So far this morning, there have been no arrests in this case. A lot of people are blaming San Francisco, more specifically Mayor London.
No arrests. No arrests made. We can't seem to find them, but we will go after the companies we know have deep pockets.
Breed, and it is coming from within the government agencies in San Francisco. So take a look at your screen. The San Francisco Sheriff's Association, they have been fighting Mayor London Breed for a long time, demanding that she hires more deputies. They took to social media yesterday, seeing the video obviously for themselves. They say,
and she was recently at the mayoral debate saying, we need more community enforcement, because they will say anything to avoid mentioning that police are actually going to maybe help them, even though they've been completely emasculated and humiliated for at least the past 4 years. Even though they probably won't help, I mean, think about the NYPD. They are completely weirdo communist hacks that go to bat for the regime at every possible angle, and these cops, or this is the sheriff's department, so that's a little bit different, but the cops in San Francisco would likely do the same thing. We saw another video from, I think it was either Portland or Seattle, about a cop who says, well, there's nothing I can do about a naked man who's swinging his junk in front of a little kid.
In the state of Oregon, someone can walk up to your 2-year-old kid completely bare naked, and that's not a crime? Even if it's on your property?
Correct. Well, so it's trespassing, but what I'm saying is there's no laws against the actual nudity portion of it.
So you can expose yourself to children in Oregon?
Again, if you're not doing it for sexual gratification or the gratification of somebody else, yes, you are allowed to walk around in public naked.
They go to bat for them. Even with all that, the political thugs, the hacks, will not admit that they might be able to do some good amongst all of their regime obedience. It's very strange.
All Mayor London Breed has to do is increase our starting rate to attract more applicants. More deputies equals more public safety. London Breed always says the same thing, but her actions, like not increasing the starting pay for deputies, attract more applicants, show you otherwise. They have been fighting to try to have Mayor Breed hire at least 200 more officers, because they say right now they are simply overworked, and they are.
And who would do it, right? Who would do it? You would have to pay. You'd have to back up the Brinks truck to their house, right? You can look at the NYPD once again. I mean, they read from the exact same playbook, but there are hundreds, thousands of officers fleeing the city because they've been humiliated by these thugs.
Working overtime that they simply do not.
The citizenry, the citizen criminal thugs, as well as the political thugs. So they're getting it from both angles.
Want, and they are burning out. Notice this is coming from the Sheriff's Association and not the San Francisco Police Department. It is the police department's job to patrol the streets as well as to make arrests and crack down on sideshows. Mayor London Breed, she says sideshows are illegal and dangerous, and ultimately she hopes the San Francisco Police Department will eventually make arrests. And the San Francisco Police Department say that, yes, this is an ongoing investigation, but they have camera readers, they have detectives on this case, and they are confident that ultimately they will make arrests and impound cars.
Now, in connection, Tron 4's Rob Nesbitt spoke with a resident who lives right near where that...
Oh, Rob Nesbitt. This is the guy who said there was only 8 Trump supporters at the rally, right?
San Francisco and California are known for voting blue in presidential elections, so not a lot of people showed up to show support for Donald Trump today. I counted 8 people who gathered with Trump flag.
A few moments later.
Hundreds of people gathered late today in San Francisco to support former President Trump. He's set to be in the city this evening for a fundraiser.
And look, everybody in this Bay Area media, sector is completely compromised, of course, to put it nicely.
Massive sideshow happened, and they shared what they saw.
You can see hundreds in this video gathered along San Francisco's Embarcadero at a Sunday morning sideshow.
From this video, there were lots of explosions and like fireworks.
Diana Taylor lives right next to where the chaos took place and says one of her neighbors thought she was waking up to a bomb going off. At one point, a car even caught on fire.
The hostility that's perpetrated.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, a car just caught on fire, spontaneously combusted and caught on fire. No, obviously, these criminals set the car on fire in the middle of the road. And that's another grain of sand on the heap that makes you guys completely untrustworthy. Oh, at one point a car caught on fire. Bro, it's engulfed in flames in the middle of the highway. Do you think it just happened? Or did somebody set it on fire purposely after they probably stole it?
And against them from these huge groups, hundreds of people were there at that sideshow, and they really take on the police. They're much more assaultive and aggressive.
Taylor is the president of the Barbary Coast Neighborhood Association and has been in contact with police about the increase of sideshows.
Okay, yeah, I can't do this anymore. That guy, I mean, obviously, they're all so bad. Cron 4 is not among the worst, right? I'm trying to do it justice. I mean, ABC, all the local affiliates, they're absolutely despicable. The SF Gate, they're terrible. And Cron 4 is bad. Don't get me wrong. It's completely fake news, but they're not the worst. And of course, the bar is really quite low. And while that's happening, don't be alarmed, because San Francisco has, of course, declared itself a sanctuary city for the Transformers, basically meaning that we're going to allow you, which fine, go ahead. If you guys want to slice yourself up, be my guest. But I guess what they're trying to do is push back on other cities who are saying, no, we're not going to let this happen. And obviously they want to do this because that's just proof of your allegiance. I mean, could you be any more committed to an agenda than to cut your own junk off? And last but certainly not least here, and this might deserve its own video in the future, we'll see how it plays out, but California doubles deployment of National Guard to crack down on fentanyl smuggling. This year, Cal Guard operations helped with the seizure of nearly 6 million pills containing fentanyl. So here we have another situation of, I guess, these weirdo Democrats kind of backtracking on their weirdo positions because they are realizing that even in the brainwashed deep blue hellscape that is California, they've gone too far. And they can't have millions of people angry with them because then they're cheating. I mean, their fortification is going to be abundantly clear. But this is why they love fentanyl and weed, and Mayor London Breed is saying, oh, we're going to have a party, we're going to have a beer on the street.
San Francisco Mayor London Breed announced the legislation Friday. It would create the first designated public outdoor area with legal open container alcohol sales and consumption in California.
The opportunity to do more fun in the streets of San Francisco by allowing a certain area and businesses within those areas and restaurants and bars and others to provide alcohol that you can basically sit out on the corner right in front of the restaurant and hang out with your friends and have a beer.
Is because obviously they would much rather have somebody who is nearing the brink of death self-vaccinating under the Bay Bridge, because that person is far less likely to pay attention to all the weird schemes, scams, and corruption that these people are committing.